To 8 in the morning, sun's up. The view down that. Incredible. Tent did me well. Midges have buggered off. Badger didn't snore.
You did.
What?
You did. More like purring.
It's affectionate then, really. Badger returns to camp. Where have you been, Badger?
I've been Morning Glory overlooking.
Bothy's all shut up as it has been all night. We've taken down our tents, put them away, bikes are ready to go, and the plan originally was for about 80 miles today, but crikey, it's 9:15 already in the morning, and we rolled yesterday probably at about, well, moving average was about 9 miles an hour, but by the time you've done a lot of stopping and eating and chatting and trying to find Badger's bags, you end up out of time. But what a morning, what a place to stay for the night. If it weren't for the midges, I think it'd get a 10 out of 10, wouldn't it, Badger?
Yeah, it's the bloody midges.
Yeah. No issues with the bikes, touch wood. I've got 4 pumped up wheels this morning, so onwards and upwards. Should be a nice day. Well, we're off and pushing. We're on a climb which still has a mile to go, 173 metres to gain, and an average gradient of 11%. And we're probably on one of the steeper parts. It looks like it should be rideable again in 50 metres, but straight up the body. This hurts. 42-42, my 1-to-1 ratio on my easiest gears. Not quite enough for me with my legs when these bikes are loaded up to over 20 kilos. But it's quite picturesque, and when I was riding, the bike and the tyres were handling it really quite nicely, so no real complaints there. That's the climb out of the bothy done on day 2 in the morning. We walked probably a quarter of it, I would suggest. Absolutely brutal, but now hopefully we'll reap the rewards. Head down this hill. It is absolutely stunning. I gave you some grief yesterday, Wales, but you've listened. You've allowed the high pressure in, and it's absolutely beautiful. Top work. Right, we stopped, just pulled away from a garage, stopped for a spot of lunch, second breakfast. Basically filled our places with really average sandwiches and crisps and stuff. For some reason I've picked up a Ginster's pasty. I'm not sure it's going to be that nice, but when I'm desperate later, it will hopefully do the trick. And we're back on a climb. Awful progress. Badger reckons we're a couple of hours behind, but we'll cut some corners. It's all about campsites and beers tonight. Well, today, albeit we're going fairly slowly and we're behind time, it's absolutely stunning, so I'm not bothered really at all. And this is what riding bikes slowly is all about, really. Enjoying the moment. What a place to ride your bike. I don't want to sound like Katie Kookaburra too much to start waxing lyrical, but it is very, very pretty. So we're past midday on day 2. We're definitely not past the halfway point, not by a long shot. But as I said earlier, we have got some cut shorts that we'll take advantage of. We need to try and make the campsite by I think 1900, and we've got to get beer and food before then. Wish us luck. It feels nigh on impossible to put the camera away because you turn it off, put it away, and then suddenly you come over a ridgeline and you see this. So it's just unbelievable. Well, I suppose it's quite believable if you live in Wales, but for a Brit in Somerset that has the Somerset levels. Thank you for having us, Wales, especially in this COVID environment. Well, the surface has taken a turn for the worse or better. Probably better actually. It's a lot more fun, but it's definitely a lot more risky on the tyres. There's some sidewall rippers out there potentially. It's a bit more interesting, isn't it?
A bit more nails.
Yeah. Bad decision. Wow. That didn't work out very well for me, did it? The big question is, can I spoof Badger into going through it? Let's see.
Down here.
I would not do that. That's a terrible idea. That's an absolute bog.
Oh. This is one of those videos where I jump. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this could go really badly.
I went straight through the middle of it.
Did you?
Yeah, safeguard. Whatever you do, don't fall.
Whatever you do, don't fall. There's nothing to push off. Ugh. Oh, there we go, it's gone in. Oh well.
Right, because I'm already soaking wet up to my knees, I took this on no problem. Badger seems a little bit more reticent. It's refreshing and it cleans off all of the mucky water you've just been through.
Oh, that's nice.
That is?
Oh. I'm more worried about it. Okay.
It's hot work.
I may need some lube.
Yeah. What a place to have a little river crossing though, eh? Stunning. the gravel here looks blue, but I could be hallucinating. It's been a pretty difficult, probably 10 miles or so, I'm not sure, but definitely conditions where an ISO or a Salsa Cutthroat probably would have been able to take advantage of it more, shall I say, because the Boca's done really well, credit to it, and the tyres. How are you getting on, Badger?
I'm getting on, clearly.
You look a bit demoralised.
I want tarmac.
Yeah.
My arms are in pieces.
How much further do you think we got till we hit tarmac? Consult the log card.
Do not know, let's have a look.
We reckon we've taken, what do you reckon, circa 9 miles off the route by cutting across?
Oh yeah, we've got another 10 to cut off.
Okay.
And then we can cut off more, quite a bit more. So
I've got no idea
how much more tarmac we've got, unless I put my phone up. But I've got no juice. I'm saving juice.
Yeah. I noticed at the fuel stop earlier that I hadn't pressed pause on my, I hadn't pressed start on my Garmin, so from the bothy to the fuel station this morning wasn't included in my mileage. So
Yeah.
I'm following the nav route, but I've got no idea how far we've actually been. And the nav hasn't let me down once on here, unlike Badger's devices. We've done it. We finished on the gravel.
It's called the Desert of Wales, and we've crossed the desert.
The Desert of Wales, apparently. I think the camera was pointing up at the sky, so it's got no point what I was talking about. But
There's loads of water there, but
plenty of gravel behind us done, and now smooth tarmac. And what, downhill to the pub, you reckon?
yeah.
So National Cycle Network this bit. What is it, number 8?
Number 8, which is apparently a really tough. Yeah, cycle route number 8 is a real tough one. Although that doesn't look it, but it goes from the south all the way to the north, and it's got to go through some real gnarly stuff. But,
Not going to be happy if you stitch me up on another hard bit of Wales. We'll see what happens. Pub awaits. Oh, the pub wasn't open. I think today is getting close to breaking us, actually. It's hard work. We're on the B road now, but it's just constantly like up and down. Just relentless Wales. We should be used to that by now, having come here in December and seen exactly the same thing. The views are pretty good. We're completely out of water because we gambled on the pub being open and it wasn't. So dehydrated much, mate? We're hanging out and craving some water. At least 5 miles to the next town, I think. Chin up, we'll crack on. This is going to be our water stop. Fill up the platypus and filter us some fresh drinking water. I don't think we're going to get down there. We got water, well I got water, what, 1.5 litres? It tasted nice, but I've added a hydration thingy to it anyway. And now it's back uphill again. We're literally 4 or 5 miles away from where we want to be. 3.
Or not.
But usually that would be a walk in the park.
We want to be another 20 miles ahead of that.
Yeah. Well, let's not be around the bush. We want to be in a pub.
Yeah. A pub with a couple of rooms.
But 3 miles in this terrain, where that's a standard bit of road, it's just ridiculous. I shouldn't complain though. Look at where we are. It is unbelievable. Okay.
It is relentless climbs, and this next one is, I reckon, worse than we've had so far.
Oh, thanks for the morale booster there. Just before I get back on the bike. What a pleasure to cycle with you are, Badger. Any other joys that I'm going to miss out on?
A pint. If the pubs are all closed by the time we get there.
No, don't be like that. That last one was in the middle of nowhere. The next ones will be better.
I really do think the next place we go is
it for the night.
And it for the night. And then we're just going to have to come up with plan B, C, D, E.
I think Badger wants to come up with plan TRAIN, but we'll see. We've not made our destination. That was probably going to be pretty clear from about 9:30 this morning when we left the bothy, about 2 hours late. So we've made the town. Llandoris or something. I'm probably saying it completely wrong. But we've made the town where we were due to stop, restock on all our food and then cycle on to our accommodation, which was another 20 miles down the road. We're not going to do that. We've bailed. We found some accommodation, and this is how two British adventurous bike packing wannabes spend their evening. Look at this campsite, even electrical hookups. This is a bit different from the spot last night, Badger. I would feel weak, but we're about to have a proper warm shower and go get some red wine, so I think we're probably in for a very nice evening. We've managed about 40 miles today of the planned 80. So we've had to stop a little bit short of our final destination, as you saw with the campsite earlier. But lovely, right next to a quaint little town. We popped in there earlier, had fish and chips, picked up some wine and beer, and we've relaxed by the stream this evening. So all said and done, it's been very nice. But we have now got the pain tomorrow morning of potentially 60 miles to try and get back to the car. Wish us luck on our final day. There might be a lot less video tomorrow, we'll see.